Darkness, it was not quiet, it was alive. The grass whispered with unseen movement. Eyes glowed in the black distance. Every sound was a warning, every shadow a question. In the heart of ancient Africa, where the sun baked the land by day and the night hunted it by cold, the first humans lived in the tension between existence and extinction. Each sunset was a sentence, the sky bleeding red as predators stirred. Lions, older and larger than any alive today, roamed the plains. Saber-tooth cats, hyenas the size of leopards, and crocodiles that could swallow a man whole, waited for darkness to fall. The early humans had no walls, no weapons that could match the beasts, only fireless fear in one another. But from that fear would rise a new power, unity, memory, and the spark that would one day conquer the night itself.
Attack!
1,000,000 years ago, Africa was the forge of life. Volcanoes split the earth open. The sky shimmered with heat by day and froze with silence by night. Rivers carved through the Great Rift Valley, winding past tall acacias and thorn thickets. Here, among golden savannas and black volcanic rock, the first Homo erectus walked upright and watched the world with a new kind of awareness. They shared this land with giants, elephants twice their size, towering ostriches, and monstrous predators whose names would one day be forgotten. The air carried the scent of dust and danger. The nights were endless. When the sun fell, as the savanna changed from gold to obsidian, the horizon vanished. The familiar became deadly. And yet, in this furnace of heat and hunger, humanity was being born, tempered by fear, shaped by survival.
Fire.
Every dawn
Yes,
was a
it
gamble.
will bring new
The
life.
tribe moved through the tall grass barefoot, their skin painted with mud and ash to hide scent and shine. They followed the echo of hoofbeats, zebras, wildebeests, and gazelles that grazed by the riverbanks. They hunted not with strength, but with strategy. They learned to watch wind direction, to use rocks for traps, to corner prey in ravines. Imagine them now, muscles tense, breath shallow, us waiting in the reeds. The leaders signal with a raised hand. Spears of fire-hardened wood flash through the grass. A scream, a chase. Dust clouds rise under the African sun. Victory is brutal and sacred. The tribe circles the fallen beast. Blood mixing with soil, steam rising from flesh. They do not waste what nature gives. Meat is shared, bones sharpened,
Trail is fresh.
hides stretched for shelter.
They passed
The
this way
kill
not long
is
ago.
not glory. It is continuance. But it was when the sun died that the true test began. The first chill cut through their skin like teeth. The wind shifted, carrying the growl of something unseen. Eyes glowed at the edge of the dark. A lion pride, massive, silent. The tribe huddled together, back to back. Then came the laughter. Hyenas, the great bone crushers of Africa. From the swamp, the hiss of something larger still. A giant crocodile sliding through reeds. They had no fire yet, no steel, only stones and unity. They learned that motion meant life, stillness meant death. They kept together, adults surrounding the young, their bodies forming a living wall. Every rustle of grass demanded courage. Every heartbeat was a drum of survival. And when the night passed without loss, they gave thanks to the stars, to the wind, to whatever unseen power let them see another dawn. Then came the lightning. A storm rolled across the plains. Bolts split the sky, striking the dry grass. Flame erupted, terrifying, magnificent, uncontrollable. The tribe watched from a ridge as fire devoured the savanna. Predators fled. Even the mighty lions vanished into smoke. One figure, a woman perhaps, stepped forward, gripping a burning branch. She carried it back trembling, the light dancing in her eyes. For the first time, the darkness retreated. Fire changed everything. It cooked meat, warmed nights, hardened tools, and scared beasts away. It gathered people together. The first hearth, the first circle, the first home. Around those flames, stories were born. Hands traced hunts on cave walls with charcoal. Gestures became meaning. Meaning became language. Language became memory. The night still waited beyond the firelight. But the tribe had learned to fight darkness with light. Fire brought more than warmth. It brought thought. With time to sit, to see, to plan, came invention. Stones became blades. Bones became needles. Branches became spears hardened in flame. They began to shape the world instead of being shaped by it. In the mornings, men and women set traps for small game. They tracked herds by broken twigs and dung trails. They read the sky like scripture, the color of clouds, the angle of sun, the whisper of wind. At night, they practiced cooperation, the first symphonies of teamwork. If a lion approached, one group rattled branches while others struck from the flank. If a leopard stole into camp, they swarmed together with spears and screams. They learned rhythm, of movement, of battle, of breath. It wasn't language yet, but it was understanding, and that understanding was the seed of civilization. Firelight revealed more than faces. It revealed hearts. In the glow, they saw one another not as rivals but as kin. When one fell sick, others fed them. When a child cried, the whole tribe turned to comfort. Love, grief, loyalty. Emotions that would one day define humanity were born here, in the shadow of fear. They buried their dead with care, placing shells and flowers beside the bodies. Perhaps they believed the spirit walked the night. Perhaps they simply refused to forget. This was the beginning of ritual, the dawn of faith, the moment when humans began to ask why. And when they looked at the stars, they wondered if something greater watched back. The endless night had taught them not just to survive, but to believe. The earth itself turned on them. Ice crept down from the north. Rain failed. Rivers shrank to cracked beds. Herds died. Forests burned. Predators grew desperate. And once again, humanity hovered on the edge of extinction. But the lessons of the endless night endured. They remembered how to move together, to think ahead, to store food, to follow the moon's rise to water. Where others fell, they adapted. They made clothing from fur, built shelters from bone, learned to carry flame from one camp to the next. Portable sun against an unforgiving world. And so, through storms and famine, fire and fear, they continued. They did not vanish. They evolved. Somewhere on an African plain, long before cities or names, a small tribe gathered as the horizon burned with morning light. They had survived another night. Children laughed, chasing dust in golden beams. Adults stretched their weary limbs. And in the stillness before the day's heat, they looked east to the promise of the sun. From that moment onward, the night would never hold absolute power again. Every spark of intelligence, every whisper of courage, every dream we hold today comes from that lineage, from men and women who refused to yield to the dark. Their fear became our wisdom. Their unity became our civilization. Their fire became our future. And though we live surrounded by light, something ancient still burns within us. The same spark that first defied the endless night. Because once, on the hot plains of Africa, humanity looked into the darkness and refused to disappear.